I want to show you all this moment from a Joe Rogan podcast that aired 2 days ago, in which he immediately condemns the Trump administration after it's brought up and essentially says their deportations are reckless, aggressive, and a massive overreach. Now, I think it's important that we watch this clip. And the reason I think it's important is, first of all, Joe Rogan objectively just has a massive reach. I mean, the Adam Mockler channel is growing, but Joe Rogan has been doing this for over a decade. He's got a massive reach. And secondly, he's got a massive political reach as well. So when he begins to change his tune on the Trump admin or shift tides on the Trump admin, it's important that we have our finger on the pulse and we understand what issues are breaking through to people like Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan is now saying the deportations are too aggressive, then that means that is breaking through to his sphere, through his bubble. So it is important that we have our finger on the pulse. Whenever I show Joe Rogan in a video, I lose subscribers or people in the comment section get really mad, but it's important that we break this stuff down. And since today's 4th of July, I first want to show you a video of a bunch of Americans having their voice heard about the Trump administration. And this is a heartbreaking video because it shows the lack of freedom since the Trump regime took office. And on 4th of July, we should be celebrating the freedom of America, but it's hard to. I've been, crafting some new merch and logos behind the scenes. I'm thinking one of the shirts I want to make just says like, we love freedom. We want the freedom to have healthcare, freedom of speech. I love my trans friends. I love the freedom to own a gun. All of these things. I love overall freedom. And the Trump admin wants to take all of that away. So let's watch this clip of a bunch of American voices just being heard. I'll pause and I'll commentate. It goes kind of fast, but just listen.
I lost my hearing in an explosion in Korea, and they're cutting 80,000 from the VA.
I lost my job here at Channel Islands National Park.
I designed and launched a kids fitness brand.
It says Trump destroyed my small business.
And then overnight, the cost just more than doubled.
We have 700 rural hospitals in this country that are about to close.
They deported a 4-year-old with stage 4 cancer.
They took it from $17.75 an hour to $13.30 per hour.
Executive Order 14026 takes federal minimum wage for contractors from $17.75 to $13.30. So you see, there's more, but you see over and over and over these executive orders. These bills hurt people.
On a cancer research level, this can and has the potential to be devastating.
Veterans are dying because of the cuts the Trump administration has placed on the VA.
Please understand that if you are paying into Medicare and they cut Medicare, where in the hell are they getting the money to cut it from?
Give a tax cut. Was million and most outrageous.
It's fascinating. Look at this. Digital media, or TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you want to call it, allows people to have a voice in a way never seen before. These are all people who I'm assuming are small business owners, or she's a contractor, it says. This person works on a suicide hotline, it seems like. This person was a veteran down here. So it's just like, these are all just people who are having their lives ripped from them due to the Trump admin, and it's great that social media is able to boost these things. One of our goals is to continue to grow this overall digital media space. We are going to continue to level up the Mockler Media channel. We're going to build new shows, build new podcasts that launch soon, so subscribe below for more. Now, before I play this clip of Joe Rogan, just check out what Trump said at a rally yesterday in Iowa regarding immigrants. And then this connects perfectly back to Joe Rogan because what Trump is floating here is basically just slavery. Trump has arrived all the way back at the idea of rounding up and deporting immigrants, but if farm owners really like a few undocumented immigrants, they can keep them and work them.
But some of the farmers, they've had people working for them for years, and we're going to do something. We're working with Christie, and we're going to do something that we're going to sort of put the farmers in charge. And if a farmer's been with one of these people that work so hard, they bend over all day. We don't have too many people can do that, but they work very hard and they know them very well. And some of the farmers are literally, they cry when they see this happen. If a farmer's willing to vouch for these people, in some way, Christy, I think we're going to have to just say that's going to be good, right?
So an undocumented immigrant who, in Trump's eyes, lacks certain rights, in MAGA's eyes, lacks certain rights, can just be worked on a farm. The disgusting thing is this woman in the back is just nodding her head along the whole time on the right. Honestly, if Trump were just saying on stage right there, I like slavery, she would still be nodding her head. Yep, that's a decent justification. But the thing is, I know that a lot of people really dislike Joe Rogan, and he definitely has had a hard far-right turn. But I just want to show you this clip because it's important to have our finger on the pulse of what actually breaks through to people. I made a video roughly 2 weeks ago where I said that Joe Rogan of 6 years ago was actually rather liberal. And I played some clips of Joe Rogan from like 6 years ago. And I said that he's not a full-on MAGA lunatic. I know he's a little bit brain broken, but he's not somebody who's just like an awful, pitiful human being who hates everyone. No. He's a bro who got sucked up in a MAGA feed. And when I made this video, I got a lot of comments saying, Mockler, you're naive. You don't know what you're talking about. Joe Rogan is bought and paid for. He's far-right MAGA. I don't think so. I think that as the Trump admin oversteps and overreaches, there are certain things that can break through to certain groups of people.
We were told there would be no, well, there's two things that are insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up in construction sites and raiding them, gardeners.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Or Palestinian students on college campuses. Or not, like, there's a did you see this video of this Turkish students at Tufts University that wrote an essay, and then there's a video of like ICE agents, like, I don't know.
Is that the woman?
Yeah.
That was Ozturk, Ramesia Ozturk. There's a video of that online too. I mean, I'll continue to play this Joe Rogan clip. But as I pull up this video, you guys remember when this went viral? This video right here of Ozturk being pulled away. Oh, bottom left corner. You can see, dude, this is somebody studying to be like a doctor. She wrote an essay that the Trump admin didn't like. And then she was ganged up on. Why are all of them allowed to wear masks? And why is there such a disproportionate amount? But the thing is, we've seen a lot of clips like this of Trump voters making this face right here going, wait a minute, that's not quite right. And let me just say, as the Trump admin and Congress continue to weaponize the government against the most vulnerable, as they continue to cut Medicaid and SNAP at historic levels while food insecurity rises in all 50 states, we'll see more of this. Right now, food banks are already overwhelmed. One director said for every meal they give out, SNAP provides 9. And that gap won't be able to be filled once SNAP is cut. At the same time, Trump's team is withholding $7 billion meant for schools. That money funds after-school care, teacher training, programs for low-income kids, and a lot more. Now it's all frozen. There's zero explanation there. That impacts millions of students. That's not just overreach, that is cruel. Nonprofits and communities can't do the work alone. It's time to demand accountability on behalf of the communities and the nonprofits and all of us. This brings me back to what Joe Rogan is talking about here. He's basically saying this is a lot of overreach, even at the beginning of this clip. Let me go back a bit. At the beginning of this clip, Joe Rogan says something like, they told us they weren't going to, and then he cuts himself off.
What's happening now is, it's kind of disappointing.
It's insane.
Yeah.
We were told there would be no...
He said, we were told there would be no, and then he cuts himself off. I think he was going to say, we were told there were going to be no deportations of, like, non-criminals.
Kind of disappointing.
It's insane.
Yeah.
We were told there would be no... Well, there's two things that are insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers.
Yep, they're waiting at courthouses to deport people. I mean, here's Dave Smith, literally a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, saying Trump should be impeached. This was a big Trump supporter, one of Trump's key supporters.
Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one. Wow. And not on some not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is like the
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And
now, Dave Smith ended up coming back home and supporting Trump after this. But, like, listen, there are things that the Trump admin can do very brazenly that will make people second guess. And as the economy continues to be flustered, as the economy continues to be on rocky grounds, and the Trump admin passes this damaging, unpredictable, inflationary bill, I think that people's eyes will open more. Right now, there is so much going on that it's hard for somebody who doesn't pay attention to politics to know, like, who to believe, what to believe on what given day. Because on one day, Trump will take a $400 million bribe, then he'll attack Jerome Powell and crash the stock market, then he'll back off on tariffs, then he'll sign an executive order in the middle of the night. How is an apolitical person who's working all day supposed to keep up with this? I totally understand. The point is, when the economy starts to falter, people will open their eyes. People will go, who's getting rich while I'm struggling? Let's look at the top, and they see that Donald Trump had Elon Musk running around. Donald Trump is using their taxpayer dollars for these reckless deportations, and it's not going to be popular. Think about it. ICE's budget was just expanded so much over the next 5 years, 4 to 5 years. If Joe Rogan is already saying these deportations are too much, then the Trump admin will no doubt overreach, which is sad, but it's also, I guess, what the American people voted for, and I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to join Mockler Media, we're going to be doing some cool stuff soon. We're going to be doing some live streams in and around Chicago, debates, merchandise. We're going to be doing private members-only streams. We have a subreddit, a newsletter. We have an Instagram. It's all down below. Wherever you are, go check it out. I love you all. See you in the next one, and peace out.